What up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So it's been a while. What did I do last? I think I did a clothing try on haul or something like that. I gotta really work on my cover photos, or what is it called, like the little click photos. I'm low-key about to hire somebody because I be really thinking it look bomb, and then I'll send it to like one of my friends or my family member, and they be like, girl, no, like we're not using that. I'm like, okay. So anyway, like a couple of weeks ago, I had did a poll on my Instagram, wanted to know, should I do another story time? Should I do Get Ready With Me? Can't remember the other one. So it was kind of half and half. I really wasn't in the mood to do a Get Ready With Me, so I kind of just got ready by myself. Haven't really been, feeling it. Y'all see me with the Cleo braids. I try to swirl my edges to make me look a little presentable on this, you know what I mean? But so I decided to do a story time, and it's been on my mind heavy. Like my dad been on my mind heavy for like the last 2 or 3 days, like, and it's just been like a weight that's sitting on me. So I don't know, maybe some of the key points that I'll talk about somebody needs to hear right now. So anyway, it was kind of hard me trying to figure out a story time because I got hella stories. I swear I got hella stories, and it's been so much happening with me and my shop since I've been open. It's been a blessing. Of course, it's always been a blessing. It's continuously growing. I thank God for that every day. But I've hit so many like rough patches dealing with people around me, you know what I mean? And also like my past experiences, I'm sure I can find some good ones in there for y'all that won't affect other people. Like I don't want to do any story times that's going to affect these darn rubber bands affect someone else like in a negative light, you know what I mean? Because hopefully people change, we grow, and especially 9 times out of 10 I done forgave them or they done forgave me, and I don't want, even because I wouldn't use the same names, but people would know who I'm talking about. But anyway, so I decided to do a story time on when my dad was murdered. So it's like such a complex story. I'm just gonna like just touch on, just a little bit or whatever. So I'm the oldest for my mom. I have a younger sister. We're 5 years apart. And then on my dad's side, I am the oldest girl. I have I have 3 siblings for my dad. Me and my brother are only like a couple of months apart, and like that's my ace, you know what I mean? So growing up, I don't like to use the word typical because I mean this is typical for everybody. Like some people actually come from 2-parent homes and they're successful, or they have good co-parenting, you know what I mean? But so growing up, I can remember, doing little things with my dad here and there. Like for the most part, for my childhood, I've pretty much pushed out anything that has happened to me traumatically. And yeah, like the mind is powerful. I be trying to tell people this and they just think, you can't just forget something, but you really can. Like if you push something out your mind so much that you can't remember it. Like it's certain stuff, like my sister be like, remember X, Y, Z happened when you was younger? And I'd be like, no. Like, and I dead ass don't remember it. And then certain stuff will just stick with you, you know what I mean, for your whole life. So anyway, so like I can remember through my childhood, like off and on, he would come pick me up, or I remember, I want to say it was a summer or sometime during the summertime, my mom actually let me go with him, and I was able to stay with him a little while in another state, but it's a town like that wasn't that far from me. I'm in Oklahoma. But even then, I don't really remember him being there, you know what I mean? Like I remember being there with other family members or other people, but I really don't remember us just having that, one-on-one type relationship. And So anyway, you know, as a female, a guy too, but really as a female, like your dad, you know, like your first example or set the standard on how you should be with guys the rest of your life. That's how I feel. Not everybody is like that, but that's how I feel. Like, that's supposed to be the first person that put you on games, supposed to, you know, just show you other stuff from a male's point of view so you can know how to handle it when it's thrown at you and not make mistakes that'll like negatively affect you for life. Like, we're gonna make our mistakes, they're gonna let us make our mistakes, but you know, somebody to at least teach you certain things. So this isn't Sebastian or anything like that, obviously, because he's not here, or anybody else that I'm going to speak of. I'm going to try solely talk about myself. But anyway, so I can just remember once I got to high school, middle school, high school, because this happened when I was in high school, that I kind of just got used to it. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't take it to heart when he would call or like counsel on me or not come and get me when he said he was gonna come and get me. You know, when you younger, you know, you take that to heart, like dang. And then as a child, you be thinking like, what's wrong with me? Or, you know, why is he not as hands on? You know what I mean? And I give it to my mom because my mom has never ever talked negatively about him. You know what I mean? Anytime that he has called or wanted to get me or anything like that, she's always let him come through. So anyway, I'll say about high school, I graduated when I was 06. So a couple of weeks leading up to when it happened, I remember talking to him. He used to call me really early in the mornings, like, hey, like, you know, you still sleep? Like, half the day didn't pass you by. Like, why you still sleep? I'm like, it's 7 or 8 in the morning, you know, on a Saturday. Like, I ain't gotta go to school, so, you know, I'm asleep. But anyway, he was just saying that he was gonna be around, and he was wanting to know if I wanted, you know, to link up or whatever, if he could slide, come pick me up. I can't remember if he was gonna pick up my older brother or not, but I vividly remember him saying this to me, and I was just like, oh, okay, cool, because at this time, you know, I'm like in 10th grade, you know, either it's gonna happen or it's not gonna happen. Like I said, it still would affect me, but it wouldn't just dampen my whole day like, you know, when you were a child. Like, I remember just one time, only this one time when I was younger, like packing up my bags, you know what I mean, and sitting in the front room, her done, like, you know, my daddy come get me, da da da, and then he don't come, and then I just be, you know, hurt for like that whole day or that weekend. But anyway, but that's besides the point. So I'm just like, okay, cool, you know, just let me know so I could tell my mom, blase. So when he didn't come through, like I said, it didn't shock me, but as you get older, you kind of like make excuses for that person, or you just learn not to care as much or show that you care as much. So I'm just like, all right, cool. Went on about my business, da da da. And then after that, I can remember being over a family member's house and hearing him on the phone, where they told me that they were speaking on the phone, you know, to him. And he knew that I was there, but he didn't ask to speak to me. So I'm just like, you know, like, what the hell? Like, you didn't even show up to pick me up, you know what I mean? And then you talking to somebody else, you know I'm there. So why wouldn't you ask to speak to me, you know? So again, I'm just like, okay, you know, whatever. Going about my business, kicking it with my family members. And then, so I don't remember what I did that whole day. I just remembered how it happened. And this happened in what, 03? Like, so this, this is some, it has really traumatized me to where I don't even like people calling me in the middle of the night. Like, don't call me in the middle of the night. Like, unless there's something wrong. You know what I mean? Like, if you calling me, I'll give you to about like midnight. Midnight to 1, 2, 3 in the morning. I'm either not gonna answer unless you call me more than once. Because, you know, hello, that's late. Or I go like into like a shock mode, like a defensive mode. Like, I have to prepare myself to answer the phone, or before I mean, if I have to call you back, you know what I mean? So anyway, I just remember my mama coming into my room, like waking me up, sitting on the end of my bed. And, I wake up, I'm like, what's wrong? Like, cause my mama just bawling, and I don't know how old I was in the 10th grade. I had to be, 15 maybe? So I graduated when I was 17. But anyway, I've never seen my mom cry, like, the whole time, in my life at that time. Like, I had never seen her cry. So, I'm just sitting up. I'm like, Mama, what's wrong? Like, what's the matter? And she trying to talk to me. She bawling. And I'm just like, what's wrong? So she tell me, that my dad, like, he got stabbed or whatever. And I'm still in shock because it's in the middle of the night. And I'm like, okay, like, he all right? Like, what's up? She like, nah, like, he ain't make it. And, certain things, like, hit you in different ways. You know what I mean? So I can remember getting up out of bed and going straight to the TV and turning on the news. And it was on the news. And I'm just sitting there still like, what? Like, this crazy as shit. You know what I mean? Like, but it still didn't hit me. Like, certain stuff don't hit you unless you see it. Does that make sense? Like, life is so freaking crazy and unpredictable. Like, you just like, nah, like, I just talked to that person. I just seen that person. Like, he fine. Like, they gotta have a mix up, right? So I'm just like, okay. So of course I go lay back down, and to my memory, I don't remember crying. I don't remember crying. And then I remember the next morning her waking me up because it was school, and she was like, do you want to stay home? Do you want to stay, or do you want to go to school today? And I'm just kind of like, yeah, like, I want to sit at the house all by myself all day. You know what I mean? Then I'm going to have to think about the shit. So I go to school the whole day. And it was just like foggy. Like, did that just happen? You know what I mean? Like, it was really one of those. So, fast forward, they getting everything prepared and stuff like that. And I can remember family member asked me, like, you gonna go to the wake? And I'm like, nah, like, I don't wanna, you know what I mean? Like, I don't wanna see him like that. Like, but I should have, in the long run, I should have went, and maybe it would have prepared me more. Like, I don't remember, like, somebody just sitting down, asking me, like, are you okay? This, that, and the other. I mean, just like the blanket, yeah, but, like, not so much as if I would have needed it. So the whole time I'm like, nah, like, I'm not gonna go. I'll just wait to go to his funeral. And that's where I fucked up. Should have went. I regret that. That's like a major regret in my life. Like, I should have did that shit. But so I can remember, going to the funeral, I'm still fine, of course. At this time, I cried, whatever have you. So when it was time to step up and actually see him, like, I like passed out. Like, I passed out on my aunt, and my aunt had to grab me, because that's when that shit hit me. Like, that's when it really hit me. Like, damn, like, that ain't for real. This nigga didn't for real kill my daddy. Like, what? Like, and again, it doesn't hit you until you see the person just laying there like that. Then they had him messed up, you know what I mean? Like, whoever the makeup artist was or whatever, like, I'm light, but he was like 2 shades lighter than me. Probably like as light as my hand, but like definitely 2 shades. They had him looking all like peeled out, powder, you know what I mean? And that shit affected me, you know. I wish I wouldn't ever wish that on somebody at a young age like that, you know what I mean? Like I said, I was only 15, so that's kind of hard to process. And then you meet and you see all these people saying they there for you, you never heard from them again. You never heard from them people again after the funeral. It's very rare that somebody just keeps up with you like they say they will. But anyway, so not to really go too in depth with it, because I don't want to involve other people. But he got into an altercation with someone, and the guy ended up stabbing him. And so when I found out, you know, I'm thinking it's somewhere crucial in my mind, like, you know what. And when they told me he got stabbed in the leg again, me being young, I'm like, the leg, like, what, you know? But I guess they end up hitting a main artery or what have you, and then the guy ended up saying it was self-defense. And so when all this happened, it caused like such a big rift in our family, because it had something to do with someone close to him. And to this day, I haven't sat down with that person to sit down and talk to them about the situation. That's what I plan on. I planned on doing when I was 30, but I still ain't did that yet. So I say this to say that shit not messed up, because I take some responsibility. I'm 32 years old. I gotta take some responsibility, but that for real set like a standard throughout the rest of my life. Like, as long as I've been here, like, I had always chased behind it, like always trying to find love somewhere, always trying to find my confidence through, you know, a guy. If you new here, I have a toxic story. You can go check that story time. I can put that link down below. But that really affected me. Like, a girl need a daddy. I for real had daddy issues. Shit, I probably still do, you know what I mean? There's so much stuff I feel like could have been avoided if I just had better guidance from a male. I literally put myself through so much trying to prove, you know, to these guys, like, you know, I'm the realest, so I'm gonna hold you down, or so I put my body through so much. I put my mental health through so much. It was just a lot, like, and I ain't care. It's a lot of stuff that I ask for forgiveness every day. Just because, you know what I mean? I could have affected somebody in a bad light just because I didn't know any better, you know, and I'd apologize for that. But what I would like to say is, like, if you are a dad, or if you are someone that has a child, like, be in their life. Like, I understand the baby mama drama. Oh, she not letting me see that, but you gonna go hard if you really care about your child. Like, I don't understand how someone can wake up, and this goes for moms too, how somebody can wake up knowing they have a child in the world and not go hard for them. You know what I mean? Like, that's the craziest shit I done seen. Like, people be on Facebook, they be out and about buying the latest Jordans, buying this, that, and the other, but you ain't called and checked on your child. You ain't said good morning. You ain't, you know, just threw them money just because. Like, that shit is crazy. And to my younger females, that's my main focus. Like, you have to start early on working on you. You can't put that in somebody else's hands, because you're gonna bump into the wrong person and they're gonna eat that up. They're gonna run you through the water. As long as a person know they got you like by a thread, they're gonna treat you like that. You have to learn self-respect at an early age. And I know it's all messed up because of the world and everything, and you gotta look this way, you gotta have butt shots, you gotta, I don't know, drive these certain type of cars, you gotta have this type of, forget all that. Like, you really have to find yourself. And I'm not saying it's not okay to date and things like that, but just don't ever settle for less. Just don't ever put yourself in a situation to where it can harm you in a long run. You gotta stay on your toes with that. But it's a lot more detail that I wish that I could go into in regards to him being murdered. But like I said, it's really personal. It affects a lot of people around me, so I wouldn't go too in depth. That it still affects us now to this day. But I always feel like I got a hole. Like, I always feel like I got something missing. Like, I have a void. And that shit, I don't know. I thought it would get better as I get older, but you don't forget that. You know what I mean? You're supposed to watch your parents grow old. You're supposed to take care of them. You ain't supposed to let them go out. I mean, see them go out their way. You know what I mean? So, if you do still have your parents here, just cherish them, because life is too short. Sounds like a cliche, but it really is. We really don't know the time. We don't know the hour, you know, personally, or the people around us. So you got to think about that. So yeah, that's my story time for today. Like I said, sorry it wasn't too in depth. Hopefully the next video I make, it could be like a funny story time. I got one for y'all. Cause all of the rest of them, they might just get me in trouble. You know what I mean? A little bit too incriminating, you feel me? But I need y'all to follow me on Instagram at lifted_artistry. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And leave me some comments down below. Have you lost a parent, or even not even a parent, like a loved one? And how do you deal with that? Has it gotten better over time with certain things that you do? But I'll see y'all in the next video.